let's bring in now TNA wrestler and host of Discovery Channel and Animal Planet's Off the Hook Extreme Catches, the one, the only, Showtime Eric Young. Eric, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, man.
And Eric, you're a guy who loves the outdoors. Talk about how this opportunity came about.
I fished a lot when I was younger. I wouldn't call myself a professional at all. I'm very amateur when it comes to fishing. But I just saw an opportunity, and I had sent in a tape to Animal Planet about being the host of the show, and everything worked out. And now I'm living the dream, traveling all over the country, doing all these crazy fishing adventures with a bunch of maniacs.
And pro wrestling, man, it requires you to do a lot of extreme things, a lot of crazy things in the ring. But how extreme are some of the things we're going to see on this show?
Yeah, there's some real crazy stuff. I don't like to say no, and I'm a guy that'll try anything once, but there's been some pretty crazy stuff. I caught a 6.5-foot shark from a paddleboard, hand fishing, grappling, I guess it's called, a 45-pound catfish with your hands, reaching into holes where you can't see where your hand's going, and just some of the biggest, strongest fish out there, and diving at oil rigs, free diving, spear fishing, all kinds of really cool, neat stuff.
We're going to get to the paddle boat in a second, but Eric, I mean, you're like you said, you're going around the country looking at and finding various fishing methods and traditions. Were there times where you said, man, I don't believe what I just saw?
Yeah, absolutely. It's happened, almost on every episode. And there's the stuff that I'm an amateur fisherman, but stuff that I haven't even heard of, techniques and ways to catch fish and just wild stuff like 30 miles offshore on a jet ski. I can tell you that's a physical task to go that far out, man.
Wow, I can imagine. We're talking to TNA wrestler and host of Discovery Channel and Animal Planet's Off the Hook Extreme Catches, Showtime Eric Young. And Eric, in order for you to do the show, you had to take a break from TNA wrestling. Did you miss the ring during this time?
Yeah, absolutely. I've dreamt about being a pro wrestler since I was 6, and that's been my life since I was 17. So yeah, I missed it. It's nice to give the body a little bit of a break, even though the show has not been as much as a break for my body as I thought. It's often very physical, and but yeah, I'll be glad to go back and see all the wrestling fans and see all my buddies and get back in the ring. But this show's been actually just a dream come true for me.
And when do you expect to get back in the ring?
With the shooting schedule ends mid-August, so mid to end of August I'll be back in the ring full time.
Okay. And I was reading up on this show, man. Someone caught a 300-pound shark with pantyhose.
Yeah.
First off, the shark probably was a male shark. It had to be. But how is this possible? How is that possible?
It was a male shark, and I was skeptical about it, but I can tell you that sharks do love pantyhose. It's actually a really old technique that's been around for years and years. And what you do is you chop up a bait fish, and then you stuff it into the lady's pantyhose and put a hook through it. And basically what you're doing is you're making the perfect bait fish. It's a bait fish that is bleeding all over the place, and that's what attracts sharks. And it works good. We caught them all day long, all kinds of different shapes and sizes.
Wow, that's interesting. And you guys also used a fire extinguisher as bait as well, didn't you guys?
That's one that we have yet to shoot. But from what I understand is it shoots the bait. The fire extinguisher shoots it to a place where you can't get it.
Wow, that's amazing. And Eric, the first episode airs on Monday, July the 30th, 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Discovery Channel. And you talked about the paddle boat, and that's going to be in this particular episode. Give us a preview.
It's a paddle board. It's like a giant it's like a giant surfboard. So if you've ever rode on one of those, you know that it takes some skill to even stand up on something like that. So then I had to learn to do that and learn to cast, and then I caught a 6-foot shark on a paddle board in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So it was a pretty wild experience.
Dangerous.
Yeah, really dangerous, because there's blood in the water and sharks swimming all around underneath you, and the only thing in between you is about 4 inches of fiberglass. So
Wow. All in all, Eric, I mean, just talking to you sound like you had the time of your life. But how much fun was this show?
It's a blast. It's the show itself is just, it's fun. It's I've never been known to be the smartest guy, clever, I guess you could say, but getting myself into these situations and meeting these really interesting characters and just having a fun time doing it. So it's been a blast for me.
And like you said, you meet a lot of people, a lot of different characters. Could you believe some of the characters you actually met?
No, yeah, there's a guy in Louisiana that Ricky Verrett, super cool guy, but this guy's as old school as it gets. He never wears shirts and shoes. He lives in his little fish shack by the river, and he fishes for alligator gar every single day of his life. And he does it all by memory on these little John boats and goes out into the bayou and just catches these things one after another, and they are crazy looking. Some of them are, I think the one we caught was about 5 feet, probably about 100 pounds. Huge fish.
Were you scared at any point during this show?
No, I think, maybe paranoid, maybe nervous, not so much scared. The people that I'm with are pros, and I try to, in the real hairy situations, I just try to really focus in and listen to them because they know what they're doing. But, there's been some close calls, and you're in their element, like pulling a shark up onto a paddleboard. They're strong, powerful animals, and they are not happy with you at all. So it's been pretty wild. So,
Eric, are you a better extreme fisherman?
You know it. You know it's true. Yeah, absolutely. Or a better fisherman. I'm probably a better wrestler than I am a fisherman. That's for sure. But I've done well. I've definitely held my own, and stuff that we've set out to catch and do. I caught, and free diving. I can hold my breath a lot longer than I thought. I'm pretty good with a spear gun. I'm okay on a paddleboard. I'm excellent at making a handmade raft. I've learned a lot of stuff about myself along the way, so it's but definitely a better wrestler than a fisherman, but I'm having a blast doing it.
Eric, it was a pleasure talking to you, man. We wish you nothing but the best of luck with this show, and everybody check it out. Make sure you check it out, Off the Hook, Extreme Catches on Discovery Channel, next Monday, July 30th, 9 o'clock Eastern and Pacific. Also, new episodes will air on Animal Planet, started on Sunday, August 19th, again at 9 o'clock Eastern and Pacific. Eric, a pleasure, man. Wish you nothing but the best of luck. Let's do it again.
Thank you, man.
Take care.
Take care.